issue it is. Like, oh, your words hurt me. So you just say sorry. And they say sorry. Okay, Band-Aid been put on. However, the wound's not healing underneath. And as soon as you get it wet, the Band-Aid comes off. So as soon as another argument comes up, that Band-Aid comes off. That apology was never heard in the first place. And the same issue, the same wound hurts just as bad and even more than it did if you were to literally would have healed it at the source at the time as well. So no Band-Aids. Okay, so that is what you can expect. Like, what is it? Now, how do you actually do it? How do you actually do it? Now, it's very, very easy. It's easy in terms of when you put it into action. All of this kind of stuff is kind of hard. This part is a little bit easier, but still harder when I'm going to go and explain. First thing you need to do is you need to identify what bothers you. Okay? So first thing is identification. Now, there's a lot of things that people have. There's going to be multiple issues that you need to go through. But I always say go for the first, make a list. You can just be like, what are 3 main things that bother me? Or what I react on. For some people, it could be, I get angry really easily. For a lot of men, it's the deeper issues are self-acceptance. For a lot of women, it's going to be trust issues. For a lot of women, we tend not to trust ourselves, and men tend not to accept themselves. But how do we put that in there? I'm going to give you one of my own issues that I had to identify. So it was when I was discovering I was a control freak. Okay, so I'll give you a little bit of background information here. Before I woke up to knowing who I was as Kulipup in my consciousness in this vessel, I was just a regular everyday lady. I really was. I was within society. I had a business. I is pretty successful hair business. I had like 600 clients that I would regularly service. Now, I thought that I was like totally easygoing and so forth. Very organized, very efficient, very like, yep. I have all my boxes ticked. But I thought I was like super easygoing and open to absolutely everything. Now, one issue I had though was control, because when I started to wake up, I got a lot of information from my guides, and my guides would keep telling me, you need to do this. Or my guide, really. I had a few other people around me, I'm not gonna lie. But anyway, my guide kept telling me, you need to do this, this, and that. And I was just like, well, no, I can't do those because I have a business. I have responsibilities. I have this. I had all my ducks lined up in a row. But the thing is, my spirit was telling me, all of your ducks are leading over the cliff. So if you keep putting your ducks in this row, they're all going to start walking to their death. And I was just like, no, well, you give me some ducks. Where should I point my ducks? And they were saying, well, you need to point your ducks here, here, and here to go into the meadow over there. That's really lovely. But I'm like, I need proof. I need things. Trust, right? So I had to identify why I felt the need to be in total control. So that was one of the identification processes, or what I identified. It's like, why do I need to be in control? So that goes on to number 2, which is ask why. Why? When you've identified the issue, you just need to ask why, and you need to be really honest with yourself. So with my need to be in control, I said, okay, well, I want to make sure I know where my ducks are going, because if I know where my ducks are going, I know what's going to happen because I'm organized and I can plan ahead for the future. Okay, but that doesn't really solve the reason why, because a lot of things plan for the future, but the future can be changed. You only ever have this now moment, this present moment, because what's going to happen from 10 minutes from now all depends on what my intent is up here, or what decisions I've already made in my head. But the future is a blank slate. So if I wanted to say, hey, I want if I want to win the lottery, right? I need to plan for my future to win the lottery, but I can't do that if all of my ducks are in a row going business, family, work, this and that. It won't happen. So I then had to go and ask myself again. Keep asking yourself why. Once you've asked why the first time, keep asking yourself why on every level. So, okay. So I need to be in control because I need to know what's going to happen. Well, why? Why do I need to know what's going to happen? Well, because if I didn't know what's going to happen, then I didn't know how I would support myself, how my husband would support us, how my children will be supported. I had the need to know this. I had to know. And that's the reason why I always lined up my ducks, so forth. Okay, so you have to know. However, my spirit is telling me you need to go with the flow. You can't be in control of the flow of the energy of the universe. You have to go with it. When you're lining your ducks up against each other, you are actively going against the flow of energy because you're trying to organize your life and you're not letting the universe do it. So I was just like, okay, so why won't I so again, I asked, why won't I let the universe organize for me? And again, it's because, well, I don't trust it. I didn't trust the flow of the universe. So then I was like, well, why don't I trust the flow of the universe? I have so much proof. Because every time, not only within myself, but if you look on YouTube, if you look on the internet, if you just go do a little bit of research, you'll find evidence of the flow of the universe everywhere, absolutely everywhere. And so I'm like, well, if the flow of the universe, and by the way, again, having a pendulum up, because I would ask, do I need to flow with the universe? It's like, yes, I need to flow with the universe. Do I need to flow with the universe in order to achieve what I want and get all of the things that I want in my life? And it's like, yes, you do. So I'm like, well, shit. I need to flow with the universe, but yet I cannot trust it. But why? Okay, so what's stopping me from trusting it? Well, I need financial security. So why do I need financial security? Like, what is it about money that is required? And it's, well, money is what keeps the roof over my head. Money is what keeps food in my belly. Money is what gives me experiences in life. I need money to go places and do things. So really then I ask, like, well, why? Why again? Why do I believe? Because there's many things that you can do outside for free that you don't need money there. So money keeps a roof over your head. So what is deeper with that? Well, that is security over myself. That is my own physical well-being. I like having a roof over my head. I like being sheltered from the rain and so forth. So that was the source. That was the source. And it was because it was a fear. Because I like having a roof over my head. I'm not trusting because I'm scared. I'm scared of losing the roof over my head. I'm scared of losing the food in my belly. It's fear. But however, now that I've accepted that, oh, okay, this is the fear. I've asked myself why so many times. This is my fear. Now I need to process it. So how do I process this? Well, for one, I have to go back and I have to think, when has my spirit ever told me something that is false when I was in this period? Like when has because every time I ever actioned what my spirit told me to do, only good things ever happened. Only good things ever happened. When I got really, really sick, when my frequency was lower and I was in a frequency where sickness could hurt me or where viruses could take root in me, I was really ill. Like I was really sick. Like I was, where you kind of, if you stand up, you're going to faint kind of sickness. And I was thinking like, I need vitamin C, I need new citron, I need drugs, give me drugs, to get rid of this. And my spirit would tell me, open the window, fresh air and water, lie down, right this very second. And when I listened, I felt better. Like, and I mean, I like, finally the ease. And so I'd listen and I'd get better, and I'd go about my business. And then my spirit would sit, and then I'd get the feelings coming back again, the dizziness and so forth. And I'd be like, oh, I'll go in a second. And then my spirit would be like, no, go now. Fresh air. You need fresh air right now. Open the window. And I'll be like, yeah, I'll do it in a second. I'll do it in a second. And literally within that second, I was on the floor almost passing out, until I had to call up one of my children and be like, open the window if you can, And they opened the window, and immediately I felt better. So that's just in those situations. But there's other situations in terms of my spirit has always guided me through, hey, how to approach this situation, how to talk to this individual. Turn left right now when you're driving. And I turned left right now, and it's excellent because the route I was on had a big traffic jam or something like that. It would have delayed me. So, anytime I was following my spirit, good things happened. So I had to, in this moment, I had to be like, you know what? I need to go with the flow. I need to trust, and I need to make this happen. And when I did that, when I went through in my own mind and go like, hey, I understood why I didn't trust, and it's because I was fearful that I was going to lose all of the things that I had. And when I trusted in my spirit before, everything worked out. So I then chose to action this and say, you know what? I'm going to trust in my spirit now. And I did. And nothing bad happened. I was taken care of. The law of attraction proved itself to me again. And I was able to get over this trust issue that I had with relinquishing control. So that was just an example. So now, this is what I want you to do. I want you to follow these tips. Understand what inner work is. Figure out, follow the steps to get what you need, the time, the acceptance, the honesty, and a pendulum, if you're really stubborn like I was. Follow the tips, the tips and hints, seek that new perspective, process the information as it comes. Don't be afraid to ask all questions, and don't be afraid to get all those answers. And of course, set your goals and remember to take action. And again, achieve. Follow the results that you're going to achieve. Feel the lightness. Feel the negativity leaving you. And then, of course, identify what bothers you. Make a list. Do whatever you can to identify it. Ask why these things bother you, and keep asking why. Every time you get an answer to the first why, you ask why on that one. And then you ask why on that one. And you keep being honest while you're doing it. And when you find the root source, the cause of what it is, accept it for what it is. Accept it so that you can process it and that you can move on. All right. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you really, really, really do take this into action, because it really will lead to only good things for you, and the law of attraction will again start to work in your favor. But remember though, all energy that you receive in, you need to let it go and process it and let it go back out again as well. Alrighty, that is it from me. I'll leave some links to my pendulum videos for you as well. And if you need any sort of private assistance with this, or if you need help and guidance and coaching, then I do offer, of course, life coaching and psychic readings as well, so we can get through to these issues. So that is it from me. Bye-bye, my dears.